All right, hey, Shalom. I want to begin by giving all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. All right, double honors to our beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And Shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. So, brother Atazawan from the GMS Columbus, Ohio branch, coming back again with another video through the Spirit, Lord willing, it is edifying. And, pretty much through the Spirit, I came across this video, all right, and man, this dude started going in, you know what I'm saying, and I felt compelled, to share this video, all right, and I didn't get all the way through, and I may not go all the way through it, but in the first few minutes alone, all right, this man, maybe an Edomite, maybe a Jake, who knows, all right, we do understand that, the nation of Israel is as the sands of the sea. So some, people that we may perceive to be heathens or Edomites, in some cases may be Jake. All right. But in any event, all right, this man came with a lot of facts, a lot of information. And, one thing I do want to address real quick is for you niggas. All right. For you men who try to save this guy, who try to have compassion on this guy. Listen, this man is not going to go unpunished. Real quick, let's get that in Proverbs. All right. This is Proverbs 16:5. It says, everyone that is like it. It says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Or let me start at 4. It says, Yahweh have made all things for himself, yet even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished, right? So the wicked is not going to be unpunished, man. All right, plain and simple. And, this is what we, push and teach, often, concerning the track record, all right, or the, the resume, you see, of these Edomites, these white folks, these devils in the planet. But for niggas, they just don't get it. So, I'm going to play this clip and, let another white man, like I said, he may or may not be a Jake, who knows. But in any event, we just going to, run with that through the Spirit. We're going to allow another white man to tell you the history, the track record of, his very nation, okay? And how they have always been the problem, all right? So let's get into it. We're going to get a few precepts, then we're going to move out. Like I said, I might, go through a quarter of this video and then finish the rest on my own if I feel compelled. The Spirit 144-1044. If I feel compelled to do a part 2 to this, I will. But in any event, man, must watch video. Okay, Lord willing, I'll put the link to this video in the caption, whenever I post it up. All right. So let's get into it.
I'm going to say this to all of the white people.
Make sure we on. All right, we good.
I'm going to say this to all of the white people as a white person. We are the problem with this country. We have been the problem since day one. Since we designed this country to benefit white people. Beating black people, lynching black people, tearing out the fetuses, using babies as alligator bait, paying Charleston to beat our slaves.
Right, and real quick, just to add on to it, this man had a fucking head start. Literally a few centuries of free labor. You see? Centuries of free labor, bro. All right? It's how this man, got in the position that he's in concerning his society, so on and so forth. So who can you blame? Who can you blame? But see, they paint the face of Jake, as the biggest, problem in America. Food stamps, the nigga culture and all that, which Jake is a problem, don't get me wrong. Jake is wild, but then again, look how you have systematically destroyed this people. People who in the, early 1900s, late 1800s, All right, tried to be an upstanding people, wear suits, work their way up through your system that you created and built. Okay, but you systematically broke them down. All right, took away the fathers from the households, so on and so forth, threw crack in their streets, in their communities. Okay, guns, weapons, funded, secret, street gangs, and, was behind a lot of the craftiness concerning the demise and the destruction of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so what we got now, a whole bunch of YNs and YBs and YHs, all right, running around in the streets, and now trying to play the blame game when you systematically create these very beasts that are on the planet Earth.
To whip them and put salt in their wounds by the day. Segregation, Jim Crow, the genocide of Native Americans, the Trail of Tears, Asians in internment camps, because how dare an Asian come to America? We have to put them in camps because we have to make sure America stays white. Stealing the land from Mexico, stealing the land from the Native Americans, stealing black people.
Right. Let's go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. I'm going to get another verse in that chapter as well. But let's go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And we've been bringing this out a lot. All right. But this is the works of this man. This is Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And starting at 4, it says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. But the just shall live by his faith, right? The soul of this man is not upright. Okay? He just comes and devour. He's anti-life. You see? It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. You see? Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. You see? He's not satisfied. He's unsatiable. Again, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. That guy, all right, is just going into, this exact verse, this is literally the actions and the things that Esau Edom has prescribed, all right, and planted in the planet, bro. Again, it says, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? You see? Here it is. You come and conquer, and take over, land, so on and so forth, and try to broaden your kingdom. All these, let all nations come in, whatever. However, what I'm saying. But all in all, he does all these things and then blames the people that he conquered. Make it make sense, man. You conquer a people, then blame the people that you conquered for the demise or the fall of your kingdom, or why things are going bad. Like, come on, man, make it make sense. All right. Verse 6, it says, so now all these take up a parable against him, and a tossing proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And it says, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, that, you see? So all in all, man, like you said, man, in the title, it says, white people, we be the problem. It's always been the problem. But like I said, they are, a conqueror nation, put them in the midst of their system, systematically destroy them and break them, and then make them the problem. And that's just the craftiness, the wickedness of Esau Edom. Man, this man is just a devil. How dare you? And then tries to play that sweet, innocent role. That's why he came with the term white, which is a newfound term, I believe, started in the 1600s. Okay, so he can, be outlooked as the pure one. He repaints all the images, all the heavenly ordinances after him. So he can be the standard of godliness and righteousness. But his resume and his track record shows otherwise. You see? Let's keep going.
For Mexico, stealing the land from the Native Americans, stealing black people on the Middle Passage. Most of you people don't even know what the hell it is or how many people died or about the bull sharks that follow the ships because you don't care about actual history. Oh, hey, let's just take Hawaii. Let's go steal it from King Kamehameha. Hey, while we're at it in this great Christian nation, we're going to say that, you know what? We're a Christian nation made in the image of God.
Right.
But we're just going to design it to benefit white people.
Right. Real quick. Man. You know, because they try to use the scriptures. Declare. Let me see if I can find this in Psalms. Oh, man. Where's that at? I don't think I'm going to find it. But anyways, in any event, you know, they take the Bible, you know, paint themselves as Christians, as the righteous. Is it declare my statutes? Yep. This is Psalms 50 and 16. This is, but unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Right. You know? Again, but unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Right. He tries to use the Bible for his benefit. You know, again, you know what I'm saying? Use it as a weapon, you know. But ultimately, like it says, what hast thou to declare my statutes? Who are you? You're the wicked. You know? And then again, try to, you know, hide behind being an upstanding people and all that shit. Wear suits and ties and Stacey Adams and shit. All right, but behind all that, you're completely demonic and satanic. Okay? Let's continue.
We're just going to design it to benefit white people. Yeah, a black person's only worth 3/5 of a person. They can't vote. They don't have rights. They're not even a citizen until 100-something years later. Women? Nah. They just need to make us more white babies and fold our underwear and clean our socks and make us dinner and just serve the man. That's their job. We're not going to let them vote till the early 1900s, till the women's suffrage movement. Let's look at the Catholic Church. How many thousands of young men have abused and molested little boys? Oh, look, white people, white men. The Baptist Church. Decades they covered up sexual assault. White men.
Yeah, like I said, man, this man's track record is fucking atrocious, man. And fuck you niggas who side with this man, who try to save this man, who plead for this man, who pray and hope that this man, you know, is a part of the kingdom of heaven, so on and so forth. You dumb niggas, you Uncle Tom niggas, all right, who try to side with this fucking Satanist, man. Fuck you niggas, man. Like, Salaki, I just gotta throw that in there because it be the same motherfuckers of our nation, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who try to save this fucking devil, man. Because he finally integrated you in his system in the last century. Gave you what, you know, he calls freedom, which is false.
Gun violence. 98% are men. The vast majority men, white men, U.S. citizens. I know it's shocking. Not drag queens. Not gay people. Not transgenders.
Right, and even in that, again, let's go to Sirach, the 10th chapter. You know, because, you know, he's bringing up, you know, the other people and all that. But even in that, if you was a real, you know, Bible thumper like you say, you wouldn't allow these things, man. But again, you know, this man is completely demonic. And then, you know, a play victim when he systematically created all these different, groups and, movements in the earth, man. You see? Like you said, this man has always been the problem. This is Sirach 10. I'm going to start at the top. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. This man's system is not well ordered. It's chaotic. It's confusion. Babylon. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. You see, when David was in power and he was setting up the throne of David, his government, all right, he had it well ordered. I mean, shit, look around. China, you know, these different countries, Russia, they ain't having that shit. Okay? Although, you know, they're off as well. You know, I mean, you know, they're heathen, but, you know, they have a sense of morality about them. Okay? They're a little bit more upstanding, you know, besides them worshiping idols and, you know what I'm saying, and eating, you know, abominable food and, you know, being fucking heathen. But all in all, when you look at Babylon the Great America, this man has just allowed people to literally change their sex, dress up as like I said, drag queens, and you know what I'm saying? You allowed that. Then you'll try to blame them, okay? Which, like I said, you know, fuck them too. But, you know, all in all, again, you know, you create these people and create these different subgroups and, you know, whatever, you know, allow these people to act like complete animals and then say they're the problem when you allowed it. When you didn't enforce policies to, you know, hinder these things, man. You allowed them. You funded them. Gave them holidays and some more shit. Again, dealing with Jake, you know, systematically broke them down, created young niggas, young bitches, young hoes, and all that shit. All right, gave niggas guns and, you know, Glocks and, you know, some more shit. Allowed them to you know, run free and, you know, just you know, be fucking, like I said, beast and heathen, be beastly, and then say they're the problem when you allowed the shit. You created the shit. But that's the devil for you, man.
Not gay people, not transgenders, white men. Nothing to see here. January 6th. Whiny little children with micro penises. Mediocre white men didn't like the result of an election. And they felt so emboldened that they put a gallows up that they were going to hang the vice president of the United States, beat officers, crush their vertebrae, PTSD, brain damage, heart attacks. Hey, they're patriots, yeah, woohoo! But a black man has the audacity to kneel before the American flag. He's a son of a bitch. How dare him?
So this man's a fucking hypocrite, man.
He burn in hell. But if you beat police officers, hey, you know what? No problem. The white man convicted felon child molester, he's going to pardon them because, you know, we're not racist at all. Every atrocity in this country has been white people.
This man is being exposed, man. Let's get Isaiah the 47th chapter. And real quick, hold on. Let's go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter again. And let's jump to 16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. See? Thou art filled with shame for glory. All right, so everything that this man has gloried in, you know, his heyday, him conquering and, you know, being a hammer of the earth, is now a shame upon him, to the point where, like I said, I don't know where this man's spirit go back to, but, you know, we're just going, you know, call it straight for now. You know what I'm saying? We'll know in time. But, you know, all in all right, to the point where your own people are exposing you, man. Drink thou also and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee. See? And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. See? Shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So everything that you have glorified, the violence you have committed in the earth, the atrocities, you know, that you gloried in, and, you know, the things that built this great country, all right, have now turned into shameful spewing, man. Let's continue. Let's get a little more, and then we probably close out. Got to make some moves.
We have to admit it, people. When you go into an alcoholic meeting, what's the first thing they do? Hi, My name is XYZ, and I'm an alcoholic. And white people aren't willing to have that conversation. Do you know why? Because they don't want their privilege to go away. Right now, my wife gets mad at me because I get frustrated. You know what? And I am pissed off. Because people in Minneapolis right now are getting pulled over just because they don't look white or because they have an accent. The ICE agents are making fun of the woman that they murdered. Oh, your accent isn't like mine. Prove to me that you live here. Hey, you're not white. Prove to me that you live here, that you're a citizen. And if not, I'm going to handcuff you, drag you out of your car, and I'm going to put you in jail for 9 hours, and then it's going to release you with no due process. Nothing to see here, no paperwork. And in the last election, what happened, right? 77 million people went to the voting booth and voted for the white man. The rapist, the pedophile, convicted felon, cheats on his wife, calls women fat piggy, looks at naked girls in locker rooms, causes an insurrection, steals from cancer charities, has dinner with white supremacists, very fine people on both sides to white supremacists. Hey, yeah, I'm not racist. Oh,
Let's get everything hid. Go to Luke. Is it Luke? Oh man, let me see. Get the exact verse. This is Mark. This is Mark 4:22. Real quick, it says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad." Right. You see? So everything hid, concerning this devil ultimately is being manifest. It's being clear to see. All right. When you go into the word manifest, it's clear to the eye. Okay. Again, and we're going to, Lord willing, grab a little bit of Isaiah 47th chapter. All right. This man is being exposed, man. It's nothing he can do. I forget the exact man who made this quote, but he was just going into how, the internet shouldn't have been created, but it was for us, the prophets. All right. And for this man to be exposed, man. You see? Everything that you used, and created, is now for your demise, man.
Just want to demonize the who? The immigrants. Oh, yes. The brown people. That's right. So if you're a brown person and you've been here for 30 years from Mexico and you're undocumented, which is a civil offense, we're going to zip tie you. We're going to embarrass you. We're going to handcuff you, throw you in U-Hauls naked, rip you out of cars. But if you're a rapist and a convicted felon and very likely a pedophile from Mexican Island and cause an insurrection, hey, you know what? You get to be president. Let me kiss your ass, white man. That's what it is.
And it's beautiful because even when you go into the comments, you got a lot of, so-called people who are agreeing because it's facts. Again, real quick, I had brought this out the other day or yesterday. I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras, but I want this one in 1st Esdras, I believe. Yeah, 1st Esdras 4:38, it reads, it says, "As for the truth, it endureth, and it is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore." See? So the truth, all right, always stands the test of time, man. Okay? Let's go to 2nd Esdras, 6th chapter, in verses 28. It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared right." And, the exposing of this devil, happened in this truth, in this ministry with the rising of the prophets. And now, look, it's flourishing. Everything's being exposed. Everything's coming to light, concerning this devil in his works, man.
That's what it is. The majority of people that voted for him are white.
And again, this is fair use, fair use. All right, I forgot to put the go into my gallery and put the fair use document, on the screen. But in any event, this isn't for any monetary gain, only for edification and education. All right, to whoever may receive it. That's it.
The only demographic that didn't vote for Zohran Mamdani were white people. The early polling in the James Tallarico race and Jasmine Crockett race, I know you're going to be shocked. The white people are going for him and Latino men.
This is going viral. So if it got over 670K views or likes and over 46.7K comments, it just has millions of, I will, estimate a couple to a few million views, man. Maybe more.
There's a little bit of misogyny in that demographic. You don't think it's a coincidence that not just that Harris lost, but that we've never had a woman president? The greatest nation in the world.
Right, but some of his ideals, whatever. But, all in all, he's just exposing, the fact that, Esau, which that is his biblical, name, and Edomites being the nationality, all right, behind him, you see, which would today be the so-called white man, okay? He's just exposing, the history of this country, ever since he was revived in the planet Earth once more, after Rome fell, the Western Roman Empire, you had Jake who rolled up, through the Eastern Roman Empire, through the Byzantine Empire, and what they call the Dark Ages, where, they were ruling, in a somewhat heathenistic state, all right? They wasn't ruling under the banner of Yahweh Shai. Okay, after that, you had, the Renaissance period, all right, when Esau, Edom, came back and got back in power, the rebirth, all right, the revitalizing, all right, the deadly wound being healed in the planet, all right? And, this is everything that came behind that, all right, up until this very day, to the, the 13 colonies and, America being established, et cetera, Britain, Spain, all right, Europe, and, just Esau, Edom going on his conquest, man. Beginning with men like Christopher Columbus, so on and so forth. All right, this is his resume, man.
Of a shining hill where you too, if you're white, you can abuse women, call women fat and ugly, complain about an election being stolen that was never stolen, cause an insurrection, cheat on your wife, assault women, and you get to be president because, we're totally not racist. We are. The media has failed us all across the aisle. They don't talk about it at all. It doesn't matter if the Democrats or Republicans win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why people want Democrats to win? I'm going to tell you why. And I like their policies, okay? I'm an independent. White people want to kick the can down the road of white supremacy again. They don't want to have the hard conversation that I'm having right now.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go back into their privilege and have a normal way of life because they don't give a shit if black people are treated like crap or immigrants or Latinos or Latinas. They don't care. Doesn't affect me. Hey, and you want to go back into not giving a shit. And that's why we're here. Because since 1619, white people have ignored the original sin of this country. While all the atrocities have happened to everybody that I just mentioned. Whoops, sorry. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me. Even now, I've unfriended people and I don't care. You know what they're talking about? Oh, the traffic at school, Jan. Oh, it's really bad. Oh, you're so brave. Like, shut the hell up. You goddamn Karens. You privileged little twats. They don't care.
Yeah, man, this man's going in, so Lord willing, we'll finish up this video again. Like I said, I'll put the link up. All right. Brothers want to, respond to it, however. But hey, yeah, he's speaking truth, man. Again, like I said, I don't know what this man's spirit go back to. All right, I mean, but hey, you never know. He may be a Jake. The way he's coming, how he's coming against this, these Edomites. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But in any event, for face value, he would, you would perceive him to be an Edomite or a white man. All right, but all in all, this devil's being exposed, by his people, by, the prophets first and foremost, etc. Okay? So, Lord willing, this was edifying to whoever may have received it. We'll give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwada, Shalom.